In this video, Dan and I are going to try and create a product hunt style app specifically for AI game creators. It's a really hot topic right now and one that Dan and I absolutely love. We find it really fun. And so we thought, why not try and build a community that can find new projects, new creators, and have a bit of fun with it. But this time, unlike in our first video, we're actually going to try and build the MVP and actually send it live and get real users on the app using it in just a few hours. Can we do it? Let's find out.
Hack starters, get on board. Innovations are reward. Matt and Dan are never slow. Watch them make ideas grow.
So we're going to be building a content community curation platform for AI gamers, essentially. So let's get started, I suppose. What's our first prompt going to be?
Well, I don't know. Can you just ask it to be like, create a product hunt style app? Because it's essentially going to be that sort of thing, isn't it? If it just doesn't work, then we just come back to the main screen and start again.
Okay, so create a product hunt style app, but for AI gamers or games.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't even really matter, does it, what the niche is? It's just the functionality needs to be.
Well, I suppose because it's gaming though, like the buttons could have like play game on it and stuff instead of like visit site. So it could be actually more like gaming specific.
Oh, okay, cool, yeah. No, that's true, yeah.
I mean, do we need to tell it what it's going to have, or we're just going to let it to be vague because of the product hunt style thing?
Well, let's list a few key functions that we want it to start working with from the off.
Okay,
So,
I'll write it down.
voting system.
Upvote and downvote, or just upvote?
No, I think
I
just
reckon just
upvote.
upvote.
I think just upvote, really. Because otherwise people can sort of game it, can't they?
Yeah.
Be a bit savage.
I'm going to put super base connection.
Yeah, so upvoting, commenting / threads, profiles, super base connection for auth. Oh, yeah. And
Should we put like image gallery and videos, or like a YouTube thing, or should we add that later?
yeah, and well, that's sort of under profiles, really, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you could put that in.
Well, that'd be it. For each game submitted, would you be able to like upload a couple of images and a link to a YouTube which actually embeds?
Yeah, maybe let's be more specific with what profiles means in this context.
See which, if any, games they've submitted.
Yeah.
The comments they've made on submissions, etc. We'll let it decide.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can't think of anything else as an MVP that it would need to do. Why don't we ask it to put in like certain styles, like quite sort of old game arcade style visuals? I don't know if you've already got any brand ideas in your head, but I'm sort of envisaging something a bit more, I don't know, a bit retro arcade game fonts or something. Yeah. All right, let's just see what it comes up with. Yeah, let's just see what it comes up with. I'm excited. I love this bit. I love this bit where all the code starts typing out. I always just want to pretend to be typing. Sitting in your cafe, floating away.
Stop trying to make floating work. Not sure what the gaming pixely style is going to look like, but we'll find out.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see what it comes up with, because there's several sort of styles, but I think as long as it has a sort of
the thing is, you don't want it over the top, do you? That it takes away from the UX. That's the problem.
We want it to be a nice, smooth app, easy to use and easy to read and stuff, but there's a few elements, like brand elements, or the main font is, I don't know, the sort of thing that you'd find on an Amiga almost. Sega Sinclair.
We'll find out.
Showing my age.
Tell you what, whilst this is happening, we'll go to Superbase and we'll create the project.
Yeah. Oh, what should we call it?
So it's like gaming, indies, AI, indie gamers, indie hackers of indie gamers.
I actually feel like this could be a project that could have some legs, and I could see us getting that, actually sending it live.
There's so many people, building now. It's because of that guide levels.
Yeah.
I think it's like up to like 67 grand a month now or something from ads.
Crazy.
I mean, it is mental from a business point of view. The fact that someone can just do that He's built his audience over the years. He's grinded through probably a load of shit and no one cared. To the point now where you launch a little playing game and make that sort of money is, lots of people would probably want to go kill themselves because of it. But fair play to him.
Oh no, it's amazing. Like, absolute hero. I love it.
So it's still building. Whatever it is pretty substantial. This is taking...
Yeah, this is taking longer than normal. It's pretty hefty.
I think he's adding some mock games for this initial design.
Cool. I like that. I was going to say, I think that's the first time I've seen it throw an error from the first prompt.
The good thing about Lovable, though, top tip for people, is that when you click the fix button, it doesn't use any of your credits. Yeah. Which is unlike anything else.
Well, it's fair enough, really, isn't it? Because if you don't know what you're doing and you're just like a true vibe coder, just completely clueless, and you just click in fix blindly without checking it, then you don't want it to just...
Whoa.
Oh, that's really cool. It's pretty mental. I mean, I really like the neon. What? I like that. I like the effects on it.
So if I click it...
That's actually really cool. Arcade AI actually looks quite good.
Okay, so yeah, so they've got the play game button. I didn't even ask you to do it.
My God, that's so good. What? What? That's incredible.
And threads. You can like and reply to people. That's freaking cool.
I can't believe that's all done. I mean, I'm assuming a lot of this doesn't actually work yet, and we need to... That was nice. Did you see the loading thing?
Yeah. So that's a profile page of Game Creator. You can see their comments and their submissions.
This is so good.
You can upvote and get the toaster.
You're kidding me. I love the loading.
Is it just my screen going through? Is there actually like an effect on it?
Yeah, there was.
When it loads?
Yeah.
Okay, so go back to home. So we've got a cool thing here, trending and newest.
Oh my God, I love the glow.
I mean, yeah. I mean, well, okay, let's connect it to our project. So then we can actually have, like...
I mean, I know this is a little bit out there in terms of design, but I really like it.
Right, that should be on our new project.
All right, well, thanks for joining us on this video, guys. So apparently you can build a Product Hunt style app in about 13 minutes. All right, cheers, bye.
Yeah, and actually it was probably less than that because we did a lot of chatting.
Yeah, like and subscribe.
It's like on a loop. It's almost like a TV effect.
It is. It's like, like in a horror movie where the TV sort of glows.
Yeah.
It's a bit...
And then some little girl comes out of the screen.
Yeah, like it.
That's pretty good. Did you have a good little girl impression?
Yeah, I know it's a little bit out there, but I do like the sort of neon sign thing. I think that's cool. And the little H3 font or body font that's underneath the heading, Discover Update. That's pretty much the font that I had in mind. And I think that's nice. I feel like it includes more styling and functionality when you just tell it to just crack on and do this, because it sort of creates like dummy stuff that it then has to create styling for. Whereas if you didn't ask for it, it would just create like an empty container.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, so it's almost probably like a good idea to be quite vague up front as well and just ask it to create, or don't ask it, but it will create dummy demo stuff and then it will style it. Hackstarters.
Okay, so the submit form. Share your AI game with the arcade community.
Oh, these neon things are amazing. They have to stay. They're so good.
Right. Okay. On the submit game form, add a way to allow the user to upload multiple images, and add a way to allow the user to include a URL. Then display the images and video on the product game page as a gallery. Cool.
Let's see if that works.
Yeah, so there's the YouTube video, there's the aimer. Oh, that's cool as well. That looks really nice. So thumbnail image. I assume the thumbnail image is this bit here.
Okay, cool. The top filter just needs to be qualified by some sort of time frame. Because it's like, is it top for today, top for the last 48 hours, top for the week, top for the year? That basically needs some way of distinguishing what that is top for what. Newest is easy, just chronological order in terms of submission. Trending, that is sort of like top, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, so we either change trending to basically date order.
Trending could mean most in the last few hours. Like density of upvotes, but that might be quite hard for it to process that. MVP wise. How do you distinguish? I like the idea of trending, but it needs to be something where there's an abnormal amount of like traffic from it. Like loads of upvotes all of a sudden.
Yeah, I'm sure it can create some sort of algorithm for it. We can just ask it essentially to say, trending's based on over a time period or something, But really, this is a big thing now. This will completely decide the future of this particular site because you either have these three options, or you have a today, yesterday, and then previous dates. I don't think you can have both unless you move these options to the top menu or a nav bar.
So this is where I think that it's the top thing that I think trending, we can work it out. Newest is obvious, just chronological. It's the top thing, which is the important one, because you may as well just have a time frame that you pick, and then it shows you in order of who's buy upvotes.
Yeah, so the problem that we have though is newest would essentially just be the newest at the top and the newest at the bottom. But how far do you go down, and do you split by days?
It's just an unlimited scroll, I guess, don't you?
Yeah, but do people want that whole today, yesterday thing like product hunt? Because at the moment it's not like product hunt.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't really know what difference it makes, to be honest. If they just want like what are the latest ones, it doesn't mean that they're looking for things from last week. They're looking for the latest ones. So if you click newest, you just want to see what the newest ones are in order of when they were submitted. Like, you might just want to see the thing that have been submitted in the last few hours because you've checked back since the morning. It's now the afternoon. You just want to see which new ones have come up. So like, you'd click that and it would show you because you'd recognize the last one you saw.
Yeah, I mean, the benefit of this way, rather than like today, yesterday, blah, 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 the problem with product hunt and the day-to-day thing is you rely on people to have new things to submit every single day. Otherwise, you have empty days.
Yep, whereas this is just an amalgamation of it all at any given time.
Okay, so top could just be the best game with the most upvotes all the time.
Yeah.
And then we use an algorithm on trending.
But the sort of problem with that is that it heavily favours the oldest things that have been put on.
Yeah, I mean, that's the point of it. It's like a leaderboard, isn't it? So this is just a static leaderboard with the most upvotes ever.
Yeah, so this is where where what I'm saying could be a really good thing is like you can have top and then it needs to be like some sort of selector, like all time, today, week, month, or something like that.
Okay, so when you click top, you then get some more options that say last week, last month, for all time.
Yeah, I like that. The only thing that I don't like about that is from a UX point of view, you've got to do 2 clicks.
I don't think that's okay, because then top is all time, just by default, and then you can filter down by in the last week or in the last month.
Okay, and then the next thing is, if you do that, you need the app to have memory, so that let's say you click on profile and it goes through to it. When you go back to the timeline, to the dashboard, it keeps your filter settings true to what they were. Otherwise, it will keep reverting and you'll keep having to click it and go back to, all time or whatever.
Let's start with that then. So when a user clicks top on the main page.
But I really prefer that to Product Hunt's setup, to be honest. That's cool.
There we go. I just love how it just understands.
Just so good, isn't it? I mean, like, that's so quick to make that change.
Like, now we can do the trending and we'll come up with some sort of algorithm for trending. Again, I think this is the sort of thing we need to be reasonably vague with.
Yeah.
And just base it on, like, number of upvotes over a time period.
Yeah.
Number of comments over a time period.
Yeah. Like,
and number of times people have played a game.
Yeah. I mean, that's not even vague. That's, like, quite specific. And I think that's what you would expect. It's essentially like, it's essentially the only ways that you can show engagement. You could get really sophisticated with it and have time on each profile page and scroll and things like that. Number of reactions to comments and things like that. But I just think that's too much. Let's create an algorithm.
Upvotes, most upvotes.
I tell you what, we're going to look back on this first hour of coding and we're going to be like, yeah, that was pretty productive.
So I think, we're giving it some direction there, but I still feel that's pretty vague when you're talking about an algorithm of some sort.
Yep. Yeah, let's just see what it comes up with. I mean, I literally wouldn't even know where to begin in terms of creating an algorithm for this. So, I mean, I know as much as we've put in is what I'd want it to do, but I don't know how I'd do it. Like, will it weight it in terms of upvotes? What will it do? Kind of hard to test as well.
Yeah, so it's going to take all three of those things into consideration by the looks of it. Okay, so I've created a trending algorithm that takes into account three key factors: upvotes, comments, and play button clicks. Here's what I've implemented. Added play count tracking by creating event handlers for play button clicks. Updated the trending algorithm to calculate a weighted score based on upvotes, comments, and play clicks. Let's give it weights, which is pretty cool.
Oh, it's giving it a weight. It has. So comments carry the most weight. Play clicks second most.
Yeah.
I like that. It's good.
Added time filters for the trending. I mean, yeah, because play clicks, you could just be clicking it randomly and not playing it. Whereas, comment, you've actually took your time out every day to say something good.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Did it put in Rick Astley?
It did.
That's
I didn't
hilarious.
do
That is hilarious. Lovable chose Rick Rolling. Oh,
Cheers, Lovable. Thanks for that.
Well done, Lovable. You win again.
I'm going to say, can we make this the image gallery, which shows the thumbnail first, then the screenshots, then the video. Lovo just understands. I mean, it's just every day AI, my mind is blown every single day.
It's a joy, isn't it? A joy just to open it up and just see things come to life, and just be able to type in a little field and see things come to life that you can use and work with. I think just for so many years, it's been unobtainable to us. And as ideas people, non-technical founders, this was the biggest frustration, the biggest pain point as an entrepreneur. But it's here now, and it's just better than we could have ever imagined.
Yeah.
So moving along, this build was going so smoothly, and we were only in hour 2 at this stage, yet it already felt like the end was in sight. The next step was to allow the user to edit their profile page. So we added an option to edit and gave it a modal that pops up, allowing them to add a profile pic and username. That worked pretty much straight away, and we then set up a point in the app where if a new user tries to upvote, comment, or add a new game, then it will prompt them to actually set up their profile. And just as with everything else so far, this worked almost instantly, and so we moved along to the next thing. We actually thought it would be really cool to include a series of monthly leaderboards for members with trophies. And this could be for categories like most games added, or most upvotes received, or most comments, etc. Things like that. So let's pick up the build again there.
Okay, so I did add it exactly where I wanted it to go without telling it. So let's just fix this error, whatever it is.
We did already add a file bucket for the sounds and stuff in the database. So I think it's just a case of going into Superbase, uploading the sounds that we like.
I just literally have no idea how to do that.
I think I did it on Trader Dash for the market opening bell, and you just literally, if you ask Superbase in the chat, give me a link to take me to the file bucket for uploading sounds to play on the site. It will just link you in Superbase, and it goes in, and then there's literally an upload button.
Okay, cool. Try that in a minute.
Yeah. Or you can use its own library of sounds. It will suggest its own library of sounds.
Oh, while we're waiting for this, by the way, there is this new thing on Lovable. You see this little tag up here?
Yeah.
You can now switch to code viewer.
I saw that, yeah. It's useless for me, but it looks great if I'm in a cafe. Yeah.
Yeah, but at the moment it's read-only. But from what I can see on Google, on Twitter, you can actually manipulate the code. So there must be something in settings, in beta settings, which will allow to do that, which also means we could upload the sound directly to the file. But we'll cross that bridge in a minute.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so we've got rid of that pattern.
Okay, let's have a look at it. I mean, it probably is better, isn't it?
It's cleaner without it. We'll do the thing what you mentioned before. So give me the Superbase link directly to the sounds.
Yeah, to upload a custom sound.
So I can upload a custom sound for the upvote.
Because I think the second one you sent me at the weekend sounded pretty good.
Well, we'll just try it.
Yeah.
The sound.
It sounds
file
amazing.
name is. I mean, this might be really annoying, but we'll try it just for the lovable experience, and then we can potentially remove it.
We're having fun with it, aren't we? So
we're just messing around. Right, here we go.
Is it going to work?
It worked.
Yay!
Okay, so maybe we need a different noise for when you remove an upvote. Like a... Okay, well, let's go anyway.
That's good, isn't it?
Makes me want to upvote everything.
I love that. That's good.
Okay, so that worked. Right, okay, let's get mobile work. Well, I suppose we've got leaderboards everywhere, haven't we? The top is essentially a leaderboard over time. And maybe we could have a trophy for the top, like a graphic on there, like a trophy, current top for this particular time period. Got the leaderboard for users. Hey, I'm there now. It's already got a trophy as well, which is
That's cool.
Top users by plays, top users by plays, top users by comments, and top users by upvotes. Okay, so since the last video, we've done one thing, and we wanted to do it off video because we didn't know actually how to do it. So we're going to basically tell you how we just did what we just did. So what we did was we've now using Netlify to essentially host the site on a custom domain. So we didn't know how to do this because that wasn't an option up here. So essentially what you need to do in order to do that is click this little settings icon, and down here you'll have a GitHub option, and you just, obviously it's connected now, but it wasn't prior. So you need to connect it to a GitHub and then transfer the site to the GitHub. So then you get a GitHub page for this particular app that you've built. And then what you do once you've done that is you go to Netlify, this little site, you connect to your GitHub, and then you choose that particular GitHub repository that you've just transferred from Lovable, and that grabs it, it tries to deploy it, and if it fails, you can go back to Lovable and say it failed because of this reason, and it will help you fix it essentially, and then it will push that new change to GitHub automatically. You don't have to do anything. And then you come back here and click deploy again, and then that exactly what happened to us. It failed first time, it went back to Lovable, it fixed the problem, it pushed the new update to GitHub, tried to deploy again, and it worked straight away. Really simple. And then I went to domain management and I managed to add our custom domain. And again, this was really simple. It just gives you the information to put into your registrar. In my instance, it's GoDaddy. And then we use the Netlify DNS name servers. And then when you do that, it gives you SSL certificates all built in, ready to go. So if I click it again, so it says 24 hours potentially for the certificate. And at the moment, it's still not showing up for us, but I assume by the time we go live with it, it should all be hunky-dory. So that's how you use Netlify with Lovable. And the cool thing about that is now when you make changes here in Lovable, those things get pushed to GitHub. And then when you're ready to go live with it, you simply go back to Netlify and you hit redeploy, and it just pulls in all the new changes and it's done.
Brilliant. So it's like your whole website's CMS is essentially Lovable. And except instead of hitting publish inside of Lovable, you just go to Netlify and deploy from there. Boom.
Yep. So this is basically your testing area. This is your local environment, which you can make all the testing in. Yeah, really cool. So we're fully sorted now. We've got a way to manage our site visually, just like this, and we can push new changes, really easily.
I mean, that is just so easy. That is as easy as it's ever been in the history of building a website, app, or anything.
Yep. So in doing that, and now we've gone to the custom domain, we had a thought about the game submission process. So you have to be logged in order to do it, but that doesn't stop bad actors from just submitting any old twaddle. So we've decided to add in some way of approving those submissions. So we don't even know if this is possible. So you're gonna learn alongside us, because what we're going to ask Lovable to do is essentially create an admin page. So on like indiegamers.co/admin, having a way to log in or recognize that someone is an admin, the user in the table, which gives them access to that particular page. And then there should just be a list of game submissions with an approve or reject button. So that's what we're going to try and build right now. Should we just go for that? See what it says?
I mean, it's a start point, isn't it? Oh, say, drop it just in case.
I shall refresh. Because Lovable is Lovable down or something, and we've just picked the wrong time to do this. Let's just make sure that Lovable isn't down or something. I mean, that is a problem if Lovable goes down and you can't manage your own site. I suppose it's the same problem as any other thing going down, I suppose.
Just depends how often other things go down.
They don't seem to have a status page. So we can start off straight away with the fact that we had an issue with Lovable themselves, and basically we just couldn't send a message anymore. It would just come up with an error every single time, nothing you could do about it. So we got in touch with Lovable support, and eventually they replied. It took a while, but in their reply, they basically just said you need to remix the project, and that was it. They didn't give us any more information. So, from a non-developer point of view, we thought, well, okay, so if we remix it, we just simply connect it to the same Supabase. Do we then have to put a whole new repository and then connect that to Netlify? And they essentially didn't reply, and they still haven't replied. It's been like 2-3 days. So Lovable, sort your support out, mate. But we decided to use our own initiative, and that's exactly what we did. And we've managed to, fix the issue. So we remixed the project in Lovable, connected to the same Supabase project that we had before, redid the RLS policies on all the tables, and then went to Netlify. Well, actually, then created the new GitHub repository from Lovable into GitHub, and Netlify, and then just changed the current GitHub repo in that particular account. And it was easy as that. And it's a few minutes and it was done. It's more just like the annoying thing that will that might happen to us again in the future, and other people that are using Lovable. If you rely on it, then you just have to go through all those things every time. And for some reason, the RLS policies on the tables in Supabase don't stick, which is really strange, because I assume they were linked to Supabase, but clearly not. But yeah. So the only other thing I did was basically, how do I change page titles? Because I assume I could probably do it in dev mode and just change it in here, but I thought I'd ask it for the purpose of the video. And basically just installed React Helmet. And then I asked it to implement the plan, and it did it, and it made all the changes, and it even changed all the titles for every single page, all completely relevant to the page, including like the page profile's username, for example, what game you're on. It just did it. Didn't do anything else. It just did it. Didn't have to do anything. And so that's where we currently are. We're back working again. We can now message Lovable again, and we can move on with Indie Gamers.
That's brilliant. Well, yeah, well done for sorting it out. As you say, it's a shame that the Lovable support is quite slow. Maybe they thought they'd sufficiently answered it the first time, and we're just making a bit of a meal out of it. Very possible.
Yeah, I thought that.
We don't know what we're doing, so well done for sorting it out, mate. And we're back up and running. So where we left off was essentially we wanted to create a sort of admin area in the back end where once people have submitted their games to be listed, we can basically go in and check it, or at least have some checking process where somebody manually checks it for now. Maybe in the future we can automate that. I'm sure we can. But it ultimately needs to be somewhere where we can approve and reject stuff. Very simple, no frills. So let's get back to trying to do that, I guess.
So this is where we got stuck last time, and then we had to do this whole issue.
So let's just clarify as well where this comes from. So it should be obvious from the context, but we need to say that when a user submits a game to be listed, this is the data that's pushed through to this admin page.
Yeah, I've done it in chat only mode for the moment, so we can
see what
it's going to do, and then approve or reject it. All
right,
there.
Deja vu. Let's see. Oh God, we got the flashing white dot at least. That's a start.
It's doing something. Before it was just literally coming up with an error straight away, and we couldn't do anything. I wonder why it failed. I mean, Lovable didn't give us a reason. And I couldn't have been context, because this is quite a small project in relation to in comparison to other projects we've done.
Oh yeah, tiny. I happen to think it's the one with the most legs in terms of a site that will actually have some good utility for people.
Yeah, it's just that chicken and egg scenario. If you can get a few people listing their stuff and sharing it with people, and then hopefully you get a few people commenting. It's the same with any site, isn't it? If you don't have any good marketing, you're stuffed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's understood all that really, really well. Okay, I'm going to implement the plan. Okay, so it's made the changes. It seems to have made some changes to our logo. Let's just check that the admin page is working now. Yeah, so we don't have access to it at the moment, so we need to give it access. So let's chat again and say, how do I grant access
to specific users
to admin for specific users?
Yeah. We essentially need to be able to see a list of all of the users.
Yeah, we can probably do this in Supabase already. We can go to the table, the users table, and probably there's probably a column like
you
1
should
and
see
0.
me in there now. Yeah, I've got my own little profile image on it and stuff. That's good. It's really cool. I really hope people like this and want to list their games on it and want to come and find new games rather than just, expect it to pop up in their X feed. This is going to be a lot more efficient way to find cool games and get inspiration for building other games themselves. Because right now I keep happening across games that people have built and I'm like, what? How have you built this? Like, I wish I had sort of seen it early on when they were just starting out. I think one of the things that I've learned from this project more than any other is that being vague up front with the initial prompt and giving it time to create its own stuff pays dividends, because it will then create a lot of that demo content to go with it, and then it will style it. Whereas if you tell it to specific things, it probably won't add that styling, and it probably won't create demo things for it to style. And so it just hasn't got that stuff there. We've got so much out of this and saved so much time.
No, yeah, that came up. There we go.
Hey,
so now we've got a lovely little admin panel.
Gosh, that is just so satisfying, isn't it?
So that it's still kept the lovely cool
Styling
neon
and stuff.
stuff and everything. Tells us how many admin users there are, how many total users.
Right, so make me an admin user then.
Okay, so now I just take this QR there, be your UUID, QL, done. So now if you go to /admin, you should be good to go.
Right,
Well, it might take a while for it to go up to Netlify. We can have a look at that actually. If we go to here, you see it's building.
Oh yeah, cool. Okay, at 9:33, so 1 minute ago. Yeah, that gives you a nice traffic light color status thing in progress processing.
Yes, that built successfully. Yeah. So you can on here, which we will do when we go a bit more live, is block automatic deployments, because at the moment any change we make on Lovable is being automatically pushed to live, but we can have it pause or lock. That's what they call it.
Yeah, we will
Before it
need
goes
to do
to
that.
when we're ready for changes and once we're happy for a test, we can come and deploy straight away.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's good, because otherwise that would be crazy, because you could just send it completely haywire in the middle of people using it.
Yeah. So in the last couple of minutes, I just made a couple of changes, because when we just added the admin stuff, which works insanely well now, by the way. If I go to it straight away.
Yeah, I just logged in on my browser and it looked perfect, really responsive. Like
really cool.
There's everything there that you need. You go through pending submissions that currently say no games found. It's got like a cool font, like digital sort of, almost like Space Invaders style font. It's lovely, easy to use, minimal. It's just what we need.
Yep. But when we did that massive change, it also changed the nav bar at the top. So I've just had a little play with it. I've put the search back in the middle. I added the 2 colors again on the logo, and now the indie is pulsing again.
Yeah, nice.
And it also posted here now as well.
Oh, good. Yeah, because that was inconsistent. So good.
It did that automatically.
I'm just really looking forward to making a community, to be honest, where it's just all games. I'm going to spend so long playing random games now.
Good fun.
It'll be really fun.
Yes, it's free. We're not asking for, you have to pay to submit anything. It's just submit it free.
Yeah, it's wicked. It's well good. Can't wait.
Are you the creator? Yes, no.
Yeah, perfect. So when it's no, original creators, should we say X handle?
Yeah, I can change that.
Yeah, so there we go. We've made Indie Gamers, a community for AI game creators to come and submit their games, let people upvote them, talk about them, find them and play on them. And it took us maybe just over 3 hours, I would say. Pretty good.
Loads of additional stuff that we didn't really need to add in order to do it. So
yeah, it's been very easy.
You added your photo.
I've added my thing. Yeah, I'm top of the leaderboard at the moment. So there, great. Congrats. Another project in the bag.
Yep.
Another project in the bag indeed. And this one went really well. As you can see, we've got all the sign up and registration pages sorted, all completely on brand, thanks to Lovable. The app itself, the dashboard, is looking great. We've already populated it with a few games that we found on X and uploaded, and a few people have uploaded their own games since as well, which is incredibly exciting to see. Yep, the trending, the newest and the top filters up there are working perfectly. Obviously they'll look a lot better when we've got a few more games to filter, and again you can filter those by 24 hours, this week, this month, and all time. And if you click into a game, you've got these lovely profile pages with gallery pictures. You can put a video in there as well, all of the game info, and people can then leave their comments. You can comment on their comments and upvote comments, all the stuff that you would expect to be able to get some feedback and interact, which is just really cool to see, and it was so easy to set up. The edit profile is super simple. Just upload a profile image, get your username, your full name, and provide your X handle so that people can identify you and connect with you on X. Obviously you've got your all the comments that you've made and upvotes, so you can create like a short list of all the things that you've upvoted and liked, and then that referral link works really well. So you can just share a referral link on X or with anybody by copying the code, and then when they sign up, you'll be attributed with that referral and you'll go on that leaderboard that you can see right now. Leaderboards are really cool. We're going to have first, second and third every month, and we're going to be providing some cool indie gamers swag to those who manage to grab a top spot. If you're going to submit a game, pretty simple, just go to the submit game section and you can upload all the images, tags, game description, and if you're not the creator, just click on no here and you can put the actual creator's X username so that they can be accredited and they can later claim it if they sign up on Indie Gamer's platform. Nice and simple. We're really proud of this. I'd say it's easily 3 hours well spent working on Lovable. It was a pleasure to do, and I really hope that we can get some people signed up, create this community and have a bit of fun. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more content, and leave us a comment. We'd love to connect with you on social media, on X, on Indie Gamers, and just chat with you in the comments on YouTube. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.